like to call to order the sewer committee meeting for the city of Sherwood. Today is October 1st, 2024. Members present are Sarah Bashirs, Earl Williams, myself, Eric Fleming, and the wastewater utility manager, Scott Greenwood. Suzanne Stair and Beverly Williams are not in attendance. I would like to take a motion to approve the May and August minutes and the operations report that we've all had the chance to review.
A motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay. Scott, old business. Do we have any updates on the 5 Mile Creek treatment plant charges?
No, we don't have I don't have an update, but if you looked at get a chance to look at the financials, you'll see that we're under budget. So the charges wasn't as high as it was predicted.
Okay.
It was which is a good thing. I think, but yeah, I've already reached out to North Little Rock for next year, but they haven't really started working on their budgets yet. So
Okay. And how are we coming on our budget for 2025?
we're good. We're at I think I looked at it this morning. We're at around like 50%. A little over 53%, which the year's almost over. So we're looking good.
Okay. Very
Overall.
good. Okay. Our long-range plan, I know that we have discussed with the city of North Little Rock, the big interceptor project that we're working on. Could you give us a brief update as to how that's going with the financing and the engineering studies?
Yeah, I reached out to Half Engineering to do the application, the loan application services, because they have a lot of experience. They did Gravel Ridge when they did theirs and in the other cities. And at first, Colleen took it on. It was a lot more because you really need an engineer because they asked for a lot of preliminary, drawings and, and this and that. And anyway, I got a contract from them for a service to be viewed by the city attorney and the mayor. And basically what it is, they'll be servicing, the application services. They'll be billing us once a month, services not to exceed $35,000. So, and we got money in the budget for that, and they've already got it planned out. If we can get on board with it, get it signed and get them started, they can have the application completed and submitted by February of next year. So we can, move on and hopefully we can get this project underway.
Okay.
And everything. And talking with Half, and the reason I went with Half was because not only the experience, but they've worked with North Little Rock, and North Little Rock already said that, they've already did a lot of preliminary, work. So that will save us a lot of money there, because to me, it makes sense to do it twice and pay for it where we have the work. And that, to me, that could be the most expensive part, because they've already done the TV and all that, and they've got all the information and all the data and everything, and they can go from there. And so, but yeah, that's where we're at right there, because I talked to Colleen this afternoon, and she says yes, and she's going to meet with the mayor tomorrow. So hopefully she said she looked it over. She said she don't see an issue with it. Colleen is the financial director for the city, and so anyway, so she said yeah, there shouldn't be a problem with it. But anyway, we'll see and everything. That's where we're at right now on that.
Okay,
So.
very good. Our big new treatment units at the treatment plant, the big bar screen that we put in earlier this year, and we're working on installing a new grit chamber. How is that coming along?
Okay, the submittals have been approved, and it's in production right now. And I got a update last Friday, and it should be delivery date should be February of 2025 as of right now. And of course, everything's subject to change. And we will bid the installation closer to the delivery date once we get a confirmed date, and then we'll bid out for the installation of it. So.
Okay.
So we're probably, to be honest, we're probably looking at hopefully next spring, starting construction on that. So.
Okay. Well, very good. We have some new business. I guess since we had to get approved from the city council for the wastewater line construction project at Claremont and Coulter, and I know it's on the verge of wrapping up. How did that project go, and is it completed? And
Yes, yeah, we did the final walkthrough this morning. It's completed. They've already cleaned up. They've already repaired the road, the curb, the yards that we had a mess up. We got new sod, and if you drive by there, it looks really good and everything. And of course, if the project itself, it wasn't too bad. You know, we was kind of concerned with, because we had a 2-inch water line and a 12-inch main. We had to go around, and across the road there was a gas main, which luckily it was not anywhere near us, so that was one good thing. You know, it was on the other side of the sidewalk, so we was fortunate on that one. But the water main, we had to kind of work around. We had to do a casing on the 2-inch, and we also had to put the pipe that went parallel with it. We had to put it like a 18-inch with an 8-inch in the casing, and that was a really cost, because that's one of the project costs as much as it did because of that right there. That was a requirement from the health department for us to do that. So
the two customers are now on city sewer just like everyone else.
yes, well they was on sewer, but they're not. They're not going across other people's property.
Right.
That was
Right.
the issue,
Yeah.
you know. So and everything, and the homeowner's happy, you know, because
Good.
So
Okay.
so.
Does anybody have any other new business? Hello, Suzanne. Glad you could join us. Any new business?
I got one other thing. It's not really nothing, just to kind of bring up to speed. We're having some staffing issues. We back first of the month, we lost 2, I call them key personnel, on the same week. You know, and us being a small department, it kind of hit us hard. But we had me and Scott Hewitt, who's the supervisor, we had to sit down with HR. We kind of shuffle people around, and our CMOM guy that we got, we moved him to the pump and panel guy. He's over the pump stations, because he's very right now. Who we lost? We lost the pump guy, and we lost the plant operator at North, and so right now he's doing pump stations in the afternoon. He's doing the treatment plant in the mornings, and of course, luckily, that was my thing. I was a treatment plant operator, so because we just kind of threw him in there and says, look, we just kind of gave him a crash course, and of course I'm out there every day, you know, helping and everything. But we did hire one more person, okay. So we was fortunate. We hired another guy who quit back in February, and he decided he wants to come back. So, and he was actually he worked under the CMOM guy, so he's going to take the CMOM job and everything, because he's already very familiar with it and everything. So hopefully he'll start Monday, and that leaves one person, at least one position, which is a plant operator, which we'll figure that out. You know, we're in the right direction. Yeah, it just kind of hit hard and everything, because we was already short-handed,
So we're going to be able to advertise for that operator position fairly quickly.
Well, it's already advertised.
Okay.
It's already out. So, we're just waiting for applicants. So, if you know anybody, just put the word out. Okay. But and also next year I'm asking for another position, for the CMOM program, because we usually have 2 people to clean lines, but we really need a third person. Right. Because there's a lot of lines that's not easy accessible. We have to pull a lot of hose and in people's backyards, through the woods, in the park. So yeah, if you ever go at Henson Park, or if you're ever in that area, you see manholes, and unfortunately there's a lot of lines that hasn't really been inspected as it should. So that was one thing. And we also want to buy a new sewer camera and everything, and we also want to get a side by side, like a UTV we could put in the back, and we can because we have a lot of lines out in the woods and stuff that we can't get our trucks to, and we can go back there and we can actually, we can then start doing some inspections, properly, and everything, especially, what they say, out of sight, out of mind, there's a lot of a lot of lines and manholes and stuff that you forget that's out there, so we need to look at them because they probably haven't been looked at for years and everything.
Is that in the budget?
Yes, yeah, and so.
And that's one of the questions I was going to ask. Would you have another vehicle for this person that you would need to hire, that you make?
We got enough vehicles, right now, we, a lot of times they could double up, two at a time. Because my goal is, a lot of times, we're such a short staff, or not short, but small staff, that we get put out pretty thin, and we have guys that go out there by themselves, and that is and it's also a safety issue because especially if they go to a pump station, if they pop that lid up, they're by themselves. If they fall in there, we wouldn't know, if he's there. That's why you need another person. He might not be doing anything strenuous, but if he's popping it up to look inside of there, anything could happen. He could trip or. And the next thing you know, or even if during the summer when it's like 110 degrees out there, he could pass out from heat stroke, and if there's somebody there with him, and everything, it's just like a buddy system kind of thing, and that would put a third person that would kind of be like a floater, because we don't clean lines every day, we do like 3 days a week, and any other time because they do maintenance on the camera and whatnot and everything, and get their paperwork submitted, with all that. But, if they could, go with the pump panel guy, or, if they're out there mowing, have two people out there. That way, if something happens, at least we have somebody say, hey, we need to call 911, hope it never happens. But,
But you need to be
exactly, so. But yeah, that was the reason, and I've already talked to HR. We've sat down, shoot the numbers and everything. So with this rate increase that we're getting, that's really going to help. So, but anyway, that's I was just bring y'all up to date on that. So.
Anything else? I'll take a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Okay, second? And all in favor? Say aye. Aye. All right, see you all next month.